Hello everyone, MUFS here to welcome you to the 136th episode of Starfield. In the last episode we came over here in the second run in this abandoned mine. Where is Sarah? Sarah, where are you? Okay, she's somewhere. I'm sure she's around. So we are here for Dr. Percival Walker, and we are gonna go inside this drill waste room. We are going to find Dr. Walker and give him the sample of the Terrormorph that we killed a few episodes back. So if you haven't seen that, you can go and check it out. We are very near. Where's Sarah? Anyway. Woo! Now that's something, isn't it? We'll have to go through here and let's see. Let's make our way slowly through this cave. And we are gonna meet Percival Walker, no worries. We have killed all the spacers and everyone. Let's take these. Let's unlock this. Come on. Oh no. 1, 2, 3. What about you? Done. Really? Okay. I'll take that. Sealant, I'll take that. And there's this aqueous hematite, which is very rare object. We are gonna grab a few on our way, but I don't know when I'm gonna use that, where I'm gonna use that, but I'm gonna take a few on the way nonetheless. By the way, if you want to make it quick, you can do that with your right click. See, something is happening. Okay, that is focus mode, and in this focus mode you get to fire it harder. So that's a small tip. Let me go over there. Come on. Sarah. She's gonna join me, no worries. Is there anything over here? A bit more hematites. Let's grab them. There's one. Now let's go to find Dr. Percival Walker. He's around. He ought to be. I'm just looking around, making sure that I'm not leaving anything behind. Hey, Doc.
So you must be the one who got me out of the red with the trade authority.
Yep.
Can't say I don't appreciate it, but I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts?
Well, I'm here to make a delivery for an old colleague of yours, Hadrian Zenon.
Adrian sent you?
Yep.
She's... Did she look okay?
Well, not really. She's alive, but was injured trying to collect this delivery I've got for you.
Sounds like Adrian. Watch that woman lose a digit trying to get a better tissue sample.
What? You can reattach a finger, Percy.
So what exactly did she have you bring me?
Tau Gourmet's own, free-range, 100% human-fed Terrormorph cells.
Terrormorph attack, huh? Not exactly sure why you'd be bringing that... Wait, Tau Gourmet?
Yes.
Like Tau Ceti Tau Gourmet?
Yes.
That's a joke, right?
Nope.
There's no settlement old enough on Tau Ceti to have a Terrormorph.
Exactly.
Either someone's setting up the worst petting zoo in the universe, or if she made you come all the way for this... Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
Sure. Lead the way. See? Sarah is here. Told you she's gonna be here. Neo City Hustler. No, thank you. Doc.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here. I wasn't expecting guests.
Okay.
Oh, and Lou mentioned how you took care of the debt. Managed to negotiate it down to something more reasonable. Good to see someone give the trade authority a bit of their own medicine.
I gave them a bit too much.
All queued up. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we? All right, just get those cellular markers tagged. Wait, where are the markers? This can't be right. This sample, it's Londinian.
Yeah?
I'll need to get this all on a slate. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me?
Why would
Because
I
if
lie?
you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
Well... So Hadrian wasn't mistaken? That sample's a concern?
She was disconcertingly correct. Trying little habit of Adrian's. Which is why, if you wanted to have your film crew jump out and yell surprise, I wouldn't be saddened in the least.
Sarah! Come over here and say surprise. Well, the sample's not a fake. I collected it from the Terrormorph myself.
Can't just humor an old man, huh?
Nope.
This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst Terrormorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinian.
Hadrian mentioned it. Sounds like quite the tragedy.
It was. An entire city wiped off the map. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack, but the ones that did, well, they look just like this one.
Okay.
I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Tau Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any Terrormorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-Terrormorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
It would be the end of us as a species.
So you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
But you said Londonian attack was massive, right? Why is one odd Terrormorph so scary?
Because until now, the Terrormorphs that wiped out Londinian had the good sense to stay put. What happened there? It was a tragedy, but at least it was contained. So to find evidence for a similar attack on a different world, well, we don't have enough information to know precisely what this means. But I doubt it's good. So I'd love to know what it is you're planning from here.
Orders are to take you and that analysis to Hadrian. She should be waiting at the 6th circle.
The circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take the lift to the surface. Not supposed to use it, but given the circumstances, I'm inclined to just ask forgiveness. Let's get going.
Sure. But, I'm gonna look around, as usual, because there are a few things you can get over here. And I ain't gonna let that go past me. So, excuse me for a while. Oh, and I'm gonna look around as usual. You'll see that we are gonna find a few things. Not much, but a few things here and there. That way you will know what to look for, where to look for. So here you can grab some food items, I believe, no? Like this orange, this lettuce. You can find some chunk pies over here. I'll take this one. Bread stick. I'll take that. What do we have here? Absolutely nothing. I'm gonna go and visit upstairs as well, no worries. But before that, I'm gonna medic uniform. Medical items restore plus 5% health. No, thank you. This is Hadrian's room, by the way. In the future, it will become Hadrian's room. So there's supposed to be a computer. It's not there yet. What else? No, this is nothing. Let me go through the place. So I go a bit slow, I look around, and I try to look for 100% things. This is not the lift that we are gonna use, but we can use. And see, there are things
The
over
fact that the UC was entertaining the notion of xeno-warfare angers me to the core.
Why? Why did you take that? Why does it anger you to the core? Talk to Sarah and let her know that yeah, we are gonna go that way. No worries, we are gonna. But if I'm not wrong, there are a few more things I can find. And dog, don't do that. There's nothing in between the servers, so you are here. Okay, good. Where is that one? I'm sure I have seen one upgrade. Is it around here somewhere? In the previous run, when we came over here, I found one upgrade. Yep, Vanguard Space Tactics 02 permanently increases ship repair speed by 5%. So this is the one, and the other things I got. So let's go. These are the only things that you can get. Why are we taking that way? No, we are not gonna. We are gonna take the lift, right? We are supposed to take the lift. This one. Here we are. And where is our buggy? Over there. Let's go there. Let's take our buggy. We can go directly to the razor lift, but let's try to get to our buggy. Come on, I can do this, right? Let's do that.
Let's put it in gear.
Yeah. Percival, I'm sorry, buddy. You'll have to walk.
We're making good time.
Yep, we are. We are gonna get down over here and then head towards the sixth circle. We went this far? No, this is our result lift, right? We stopped over there. Why? Why did we stop over there? And by the way, in my own profile, my Starbound suit has a chameleon effect. Instead of anti-ballistic galvanizing mirrored, I have mirrored over there and chameleon, and that is awesome. So that is the reason I was thinking, why can't I get chameleon effect over here? Because in my own profile I was having chameleon effect. Let's go. Doc.
Stony, I can have it for
Is that really her? Adrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say,
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back.
That is a good idea. Hey, you.
Might be time I start working on some projects of my own.
Yeah, sure.
The Red Devils aren't exactly your average bar crowd. You can see it in their eyes. We don't belong here.
Adrian?
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. Yeah, I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Hey, it was nothing.
makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
I didn't use any gunfire. Come on, none is true. A little more gunfire than I usually like on my delivery jobs, but nothing I couldn't manage.
That's certainly not what I was expecting you'd have to go through. But thank you. I'm just glad you both came through intact.
Welcome.
So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terrormorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Varun somehow?
Yep.
Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on two conditions. One, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And two, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us.
I am the both of the guys, right? I am the guy in both situation. The cabinet, what's that?
The cabinet's the UC's highest governing body. The president, top military brass, scientific and diplomatic division heads. Any major decision the UC makes goes through them. They're the only real chance we've got of unlocking the archives. So without their blessing, we're flying blind.
What's the Armistice Archives? And what's it have to do with the Freestar Collective and House Varun?
Well, when the colony war came to a close 19 years ago, with the signing of the armistice, 3 factions were involved in the negotiations. The UC, Freestar, and House Varun. They made a lot of decisions about what sort of tactics should and shouldn't be permitted in future conflicts. All information related to the things they decided should be banned was locked away in the archives. Now, it's possible to get things out of there, but only with the agreement of members from all 3 factions. And as to what our research is doing in there, well, I'll get to that.
Well, I knew all these, but I had to do it for my viewers, right? Doesn't sound like any run-of-the-mill data you're after. I'll take that explanation now.
Of course. You deserve the full story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done.
Then what does that make you two now? Is the UC going to throw me in prison for helping you?
No. We were both dismissed after the war for what we did. These days, we're just concerned citizens. with a very particular area of expertise. Our damage has been done for a long time.
Still doesn't explain what this Terrormorph data is doing in the archives.
Well, it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying Terrormorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it.
Why wouldn't the cabinet agree to help us?
I mean, I hope they will, given the evidence we've acquired. But getting the Freestar Collective and House Varun on our side, that won't be easy.
Since neither group is exactly on great terms with the UC at the moment, for various reasons.
Exactly. It's going to mean negotiations and deals and plenty of diplomatic legwork to see this through. But I don't see a better option to solving what's going on here. So it's gonna be up to us to get them on board.
And why should I trust you with this data? How do I know it's not dangerous?
Because the Terrormorph project was doomed from the start. Terrormorphs are too mean, too smart, too hungry to be used in combat. Trust us, we tried. The data that's in the archives, it's historical write-ups, anatomical notation, food chain analyses. I doubt they would have even classified it if it didn't have a Xeno-Warfare logo on it. You have my word. It's not a threat.
Okay, then let's go talk to this cabinet.
All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
Yeah, what is it?
Sure. What is
Don't
it?
be caught on the market
Hey.
without
Time to go?
Yes, time to
all
go.
outside surface activities require the use of a certified safety suit.
So sad.
Found a clutch of heat leeches breeding in the utility section the other day.
Okay, so now we can go directly to meet Hadrian in New Atlantis. Do we have any contraband?
While we're here, it wouldn't hurt if we checked in at the lodge.
Not now.
Captain! Over here!
Yeah, Hadrian.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC, it's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Ve Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Well, I knew all of this, but I have to pretend that I didn't know that, right? For my new viewers. You're a clone of a man? How's that work?
A non-trivial amount of gene editing. Clone, honestly, isn't even really the right term for our relationship, thanks to the amount of donor material that was required to bring me into this world. He and I are different on more than a few levels. But there's no denying the fact we're inextricably linked.
Are there others from your program still out there? Other clones?
I'm the last. A few of my siblings, they passed when we were young. Training accidents and the like. But most of the rest were deployed to the front lines during the Colony War, and they never came back. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what the world would look like with them still in it.
I'm more interested in what this has to do with us addressing the cabinet.
I'm getting there. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death on both sides. Freestar Collective and UC. Military and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
What did your father do to merit being executed?
He had his men open fire on civilian ships during the Battle of Cheyenne. A battle that he ultimately ended up losing anyway, devastating the UC fleet and bringing the Colony War to an ugly end for the UC. But he's also the one who ordered the bombing of the Londinian spaceport during their outbreak, condemning countless lives. Both sides agreed the settled systems would be better without him.
You're not your father. If the cabinet doesn't see that, it's their problem, not yours.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
So honestly, what are the risks of us accessing this data?
Eye strain from the amount of reading I've got on the horizon if we succeed. The Terrormorph project never went anywhere. It couldn't. They're deadly creatures, but they aren't xenoweapons. The cabinet not opening the archives is probably a bigger risk than them handing over the files. That data itself isn't dangerous, which probably wouldn't be a bad point for us to bring up, should the opportunity arise.
Any suggestions on what I should say to the cabinet?
Well, thinking about it more, I suspect there'd be value in sharing the fact that the Terrormorph project was, well, a failure. There's no need to be afraid of this data being weaponized. Knowing that should calm some of the cabinet's fears and make it easier for us to dispel any suspicions the other factions might have about our intentions.
Are you willing to tell me any more about your father?
I mean, we never spent a lot of time together. He was too busy being fleet admiral to deal with kids. I was raised by a pair of guardians instead. Until his defeat during the Colony War, though, he was known as an extremely effective commander. Savvy. Perceptive. That mind opened a lot of doors for him. And for me, too. But Victus, for all his ability, was heartless. Ruthless to a fault. In the end, that's what cost him his life.
Your eyes, they're red. Is that a result of the cloning process? I know that's because of Mars, but because of the Red Devil, but I'll ask nonetheless.
That's actually a souvenir from my time on Mars. The Red Devils unit I was a part of, they were founded by recruits who'd worked some of Mars' deepest mines. Folks used to adversity. The dust at those depths, it seeps into everything. The human eye included. Where the name Red Devils came from in the first place. It became an unwritten rite of passage that anyone wanting to enlist with the Devils had to do a stint in the mines before they could join up. The Devils were always talked about in such revered tones during my training, so As soon as I was old enough, I signed up. And the eyes were my parting gift.
Don't have any questions. No.
Then I guess it's just a matter of...
Ding dong.
The cabinet meeting is about to begin. All parties, please proceed to the cabinet chambers.
Sure.
Sounds like our cue.
Yep.
Here we go. Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Sure. Thank you. How did you come in front of me? There's the cabinet. Should we wait for Sarah to join? Where is she?
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report.
Yep.
You have our thanks for the risks you faced in securing this information.
You're welcome. Hadrian made it clear that addressing this issue required the utmost urgency.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yes, well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terrormorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
Remind me what's kept in these archives?
All knowledge related to the technologies banned by the UC and the Freestar Collective after the Colony War resides in the archives, including the aforementioned Terrormorph data you and Hadrian are after. I want to know what you, someone with less direct involvement in the Armistice, sees as the purpose behind granting said access.
Maybe either of these two. We need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible Terrormorph apocalypse.
That's quite the leap, Captain.
Of course.
Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terrormorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
Hey.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium.
Exactly.
I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000?
That's the
Because
spirit.
if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we?
Yeah.
And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terrormorph seem at all alarming to you?
No, ma'am. Nothing special to report. Let's go with this. It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, If you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
Let's be starborn. The archives are fated to be opened. Support our cause and do what you know is right.
I can't help but agree with the captain. Attempting to open the archives, it seems like the right way forward.
It does, doesn't it?
Yep.
All right. I withdraw my objection. Let us trust fate.
Sure.
We were all lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat.
Thank you.
So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
Attention. An incident has occurred. Facility lockdown engaged.
Incident? Chief Sarkin, what's happening?
There's been an attack at the spaceport. Terrormorphs.
Told you so.
Terrormorphs. More attacks. Just as predicted.
Good God.
Damn it. They're here. Now.
There must be another explanation. The creatures evaded our scanner somehow.
There will be plenty of time for conjecture later. Chief Sarkin, order the evacuation of the spaceport and have your men contain the things, but do it discreetly. The last thing we need is a citywide panic.
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno squad, though, is off-world. Going to take a while to bring them in.
Well then, we'll have to make do with the tools we've got. You two, we can't risk those things getting out of the spaceport. I want you both on the next train there. We'll let them know you're coming and that you've dealt with these things before. Now go show them how it's done.
We're on it, ma'am.
Sure.
Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down there.
Yeah. I need to. Okay, we have anti-gravity fail. Dealing terrifying damage to a single target. Can we... Yeah, we can do particle beam. I'll see into that. Person atmosphere, face time. Gravity wave. I'll take this one, particle beam for now. Let's... Come on. Let's go to the next station.
You! The EM rifle, grab it!
Stop! We're trying to help you! Come on.
I want to kill you.
I'm on a roll!
Thank you for what you did. We didn't want to hurt them.
Neither did we.
The way those people were acting, I've seen this before. They were under the Terrormorphs' influence, weren't they?
I don't know. They were down at the port and they just started screaming. We tried to restrain them, get them on the train to get them out of harm's way, but some of the other officers down there, we couldn't restrain them fast enough. They just started firing on us. People we knew. They went berserk.
Pheromonic projection. Some terrormorphs, they can induce this fog. It affects everyone differently, but some people just lose control, turn against everyone around them, even if they don't want to. They're like a puppet. You kill the morph, you break the hold. But this means we're gonna need to be real careful with our fire, and keep that EM weapon at the ready.
Are you suggesting Terrormorphs can control someone's mind?
I'm not suggesting. It's documented behavior. The result of the projection, though, can vary wildly. Some folks just shrug it off. Others hallucinate. And some lose control altogether. They'll lash out at anyone around them, but still be aware while they're doing it. Those cases, you'll either need to knock them out with EM fire, or free them by killing the Terrormorph.
So does this mean I need to worry about you turning on me?
I honestly was just wondering the same thing. But no, you don't need to worry about me. I've had a Terrormorph try it on me before. I'm not susceptible. So we'll just have to make sure to watch out for each other down there.
Sounds like we need to hustle.
Let's do it.
That's unlocked. Please, do what you can to help them.
Sure, I'm gonna do it. Let's choose a weapon. I like this one. Let's go to the spaceport.
My God, no time to waste, Captain! Boots in the dirt!
An evacuation order has been issued for the spaceport district.
It's not real.
All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
You might back up. Don't just stand there. Good.
Should I collect this? Let's do that. Sergeant Yumi.
Are experts?
Yep.
We've got the remaining creatures locked down on the landing pad, but we're barely holding our perimeter. They said you've done this before, huh? Well, we've got one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Sure. I'm gonna take these. Thank you. I'll take the maelstrom. Medpack is good. Hey, you.
Heard you might be looking for some backup. You say the word, we're out there on your 6.
You two have any experience with Terrormorphs before?
Only the brief they just gave on the way here, but we know how to handle pressure.
Surviving a full-on mental assault isn't the same as keeping your cool in a firefight. Might make you more liability than asset.
We're not UC security. You don't need to worry about us.
And you're sure you're not going to turn on us out there?
We're not afraid, but we'll stay here and hold the line if that's what you want. You're the experts.
I want you watching our backs.
Roger that. We're on you.
Whatever's out there, I'm ready.
Sure. Oh, what's inside this one? Let's check it out before we go anywhere. Nothing actually. So let's go.
Find anything useful?
Yeah, I did. There's one over here.
Engage!
Let's go with the second one.
Target down.
Yep.
Nice work, Captain.
It's over. Thank God. If these things reached the populated areas of the city, we would have had an absolute massacre on our hands.
Exactly. Sergeant Yumi.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
Exactly. Just remember who saved your tails. You all held the line. You're the heroes here, not us.
Certainly doesn't feel like it. I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terrormorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Okay. That we are gonna do. Let's head back to the cabinet and let them know that.
Attention. The spaceport has been secured. Safety precautions remain in place. Please wait for the all-clear signal.
Let's go through here. Use this lift. I have seen her a lot of times, right? Let's go to the cabinet chambers. You guys here? Let's go.
Whole building's on lockdown.
That's a relief to hear. Thank you, gentlemen. Let your people all know how much we owe them today.
Yes, ma'am.
Ah, there you are. I believe we have some things we should discuss.
Sure.
Losing anyone in the line of duty is a tragedy. These attacks, they can't happen again.
Sure. That's what we are trying to do. Security Chief Jeremiah Sirkin.
The loss of life, the damage to the spaceport, the costs of this attack are greater than I think we realize.
So, President.
Captain?
Yes, Madam President.
Adrian, it would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today, as well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terrormorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
I take my gratitude in credits, real estate, or luxury goods. Or better late than never, I suppose. Agreed, thank you.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terrormorph data from the archives as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks.
Thank you, ma'am.
But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Varun to play ball.
Sure.
Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
Me? Why me? Me? Why not send a diplomat? Someone trained for this sort of thing.
The Cabinet wants progress, and wants it quickly. You're already far more familiar with the situation than any diplomat would be. There's also no diplomat alive that can claim they helped keep a cadre of Terrormorphs off the embassy doorsteps. The Cabinet was unanimous. They want you.
Tell me what I'm getting first and I'll consider it. Or I can't be your representative. I'm just some vanguard nobody. But I'll go with, if you're sure that's the wisest course of action.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data.
Sure.
So, will you help us?
And what do I get for being a UC citizen?
It has its perks. Only citizens can purchase property in the city. We also pay reduced prices on most goods and services across the UC. There's also a credit disbursement when you first join. Help get you on your feet. But above all, you'd become a dedicated part of the greatest faction in the galaxy. If you're willing to help us, we can open that door.
You can count on me, ma'am.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
Thank you, Madam President.
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that data.
Sure.
The things we do here, the tech we develop, benefits all of humanity.
But look at the time. We are out of time, aren't we? So let's end the episode over here. So that's it for this episode. If you're not a sub, please consider subscribing because that is my feel. And while you subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell icon so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. If you liked the video, don't forget to press the thumbs up button. But if you did not, well, in that case, you can press the thumbs down button, which I'll highly urge you not to do. I really hope to see you guys in the next episode, because in the next episode we are gonna go see how we can talk to the factions and make them agree to open the armistice that we are after. I really hope to see you guys there. Till then, stay safe, take care, and bye-bye. MUFS signing off.